Okay, so now we've come to L'Arc de Triomphe, which is right in the center of this giant roundabout, which is called Place de Charles de Gaulle, also nicknamed Étoile, which means star, and you can certainly see the star with the roads going across. But Place de Charles de Gaulle is kind of a scary roundabout if you take a taxi. And one of the things that happened when I tried it was that the taxi cab just kept going around and around the roundabout until he finally decided on an exit and took it. If you go to this area, you do not want to try to cross the street here. There's actually a tunnel that goes from underneath the street, and then comes up on the other side, and so you can see the Arc de Triomphe up close and personal. Um, so the Arc de Triomphe was built between 1806 and 1836, so started the same time as Arc de Triomphe du Carrousel, but ended 30 years later. It's in the center of, like I said, this Place de Charles de Gaulle on the west end of Les Champs-Élysées, that avenue that we just talked about. This is 162 feet tall and 150 feet wide. So here's a normal, fence, and that kind of gives you an idea. I'll show you a picture with people in it in a second. On the inside and outside walls, there are, well, mostly on the inside walls, there are engravings, and on the very top of the walls, there are engravings with victories, and then it goes on to include names of soldiers who died in battle. Most of these are memorials for the people who fought during the Napoleonic Wars. If you look up here hard enough, you'll find the name Bessières, which is actually in relation to our own Rachel Bessières, who's here at the high school. And several years back, but pretty cool that we have yet another Brown County connection. Um, and here is the statues on the columns. So each column holds a relief sculpture, which relief sculpture means that it was one giant block of stone, and then the sculptures were carved out of the stone, so relieved from the stone. And each one commemorates a major victory. So this is La Marseillaise, the départ de 1792, Le Triomphe de 1810, and then two more, La Résistance de 1814, and La Paix, which means peace, de 1815. Also on the interior, there is a tomb of an unknown soldier, like we have in DC, and that runs with an eternal flame and a soldier to remember those who were not named that died in battle. So here are those same sculptures in the evening time, but this is one of the Google Map views. And you can check out the size of the people versus the size of Arc de Triomphe. It's much, much larger than the other arc that we saw, Arc du Triomphe du Carrousel. This one is a much larger figure. And then in the daylight, you can see here's the tomb of the unknown soldier with the eternal flame, and then there's the arc with the victories and the names of the soldiers on the interior of the walls. You can actually go up into Arc de Triomphe. It does cost a little bit of money, but I have heard from people who go up at night that it's their famous view of the city favorite. Um, I have been up in the daytime, but it was pretty overcast, so I can't really speak to that. So I hope someday I get to go up late in the evening.